I couldn't play anywhere near him, so I was suspended for 15 games.
What did you do?
I threw a referee down. It's his own fault, though. Yeah, I want to go to Czech. Joseph Stümpel's mother came, and she brought her own liquor. I don't know, it was some kind of Czech liquor. It was like drinking gasoline. Take one shot and you almost fall down from it. Played in Great Britain, I was a little different because they didn't know anything about hockey over there. And they had it.
Vážení posluchači, vítám u další epizody podcastu Puk Pak Pivo. Tomáši, ahoj.
Ahoj, zdravíme z kasína Circa v Old Town Las Vegas.
Z hlavní zasedačky Casino Vegas, kam se nedostaneme, viď?
To je pravda, my jsme fakt nejvylejzlejší podcast ČR.
A tentokrát ta epizoda v angličtině, takže přeskočíme do angličtiny. Hello everyone, good to see you on our channels. I'm really glad I can welcome the former NHL player, Darren Banks. Banksy, hello.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
We are pretty exhausted. We've been here 10 days and can't wait to fly back to Czech, tomorrow evening.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're in Las Vegas. Everybody's tired when they go home.
Yeah, one last day, one more day, and we're flying. So everybody's just watching the clocks. What time is it? And when we have to leave to play. Hard like you. How can you live here?
It's easy. Well, I've been here 12 years, and it's very easy process for me. You learn not to drink too much, take days off.
Okay.
And when you go, just get up and drink a lot of water.
Okay.
Because you'll get dehydrated here very fast.
That's true.
The truth is that my lips are almost every time when I'm in Vegas ruptured, and it's pain.
Yeah, you have to drink a lot of water because you're dehydrated. And bring water box everywhere.
Well, next time...
He doesn't drink water.
Next time I'm going to change the beer for water and maybe I will survive.
Beer, then water, beer, then water.
Okay, I got it. Then, you're a former NHL player who played in Boston. Now you are executive casino host here in Circa, which is, in my opinion, the most beautiful casino in downtown for sure, but maybe in entire Las Vegas. Can you tell us the story about the Circa? How did you get there before we start with the hockey?
So the owner of Circa is a friend of mine from Detroit. He's from Detroit. So I came out to visit, 13 years ago. And he owned the Golden Gate, which he's owned for like 17 years. And he was getting ready to open a D. It said, well, you come on out. What's your skills? I'm like, skills? I got every skill you need. And it was like, what are you going to do? Or I asked, what am I going to do? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know. He goes, we'll figure it out. And that's more or less how it started. I knew him from Detroit, and that's why I'm here.
So you started your career here in the casino business at the Golden Gate, and then when Circa was open, you changed.
Yeah, well, I never worked at Golden Gate. I worked at the D. And when you work at the D, when you're a host here, you work at the D and you work at Golden Gate, and now at Circa, you work all three.
Okay.
And what's your position? What's your typical day? What do you do it?
Typical day? Typical day, more like, say, a friend of yours, big roller, big gambler. I make sure I've got the limo there when he lands. They pick him up, guys there pick him up, bring him here. His room's all set. If he wants certain things in his room, I have those in his room, not girls. I've set up, lines of credit so he can gamble. Or if he's got a big cash deposit, we do that too. So I make life very easy for him, very comfortable. And when he's done, he just goes home and does his own thing. But I do all the things, the little things that he would have to do and he doesn't want to do. I do those things. So most of my stuff is done before he gets here.
Okay.
And how many players like this one can you handle at one day? How many players?
In one day? In one day I can handle usually 4. If you get more than that, because if they want me to hang out with them, I spend too much time with that guy. So I try to give them equal times. And a lot of times they're not here together. Mm-hmm. It's usually separate times. But it's not hard. I have one guy that wants me to hang out with him while he's gambling. Mm-hmm. And I hate it. Like, it's just, because when he's losing, he's getting frustrated. And I've always said, if a guy's losing, he's going to blame you first before he blames himself. Blames himself for what he did. So I stay around and then I leave.
Yeah. You're also responsible for acquiring new clients?
Yeah, I require, but I don't have to get as many. But now the players I go after now have to be a big player, or I'm not going to bother with them now.
Okay. Does it help that you have NHL experiences? And does it your clients take?
Well, the clientele helps because people know who I am. I played hockey. And it's like, one friend meets another friend, and it's easier for me to meet those people.
It's like a snowball, right?
Yeah. And instead of the young kids that come here, they don't know anybody with money, besides their parents. So I know people have money before I came here.
Who's your favorite or the most popular player? Who do you take care? Are you able to say who you take?
My favorite player, what, gambling?
Yeah, somebody who came to Circa, you take care about him. Who is popular?
And you mean hockey player?
Yeah, hockey player.
Yeah.
Well, the only hockey player is Jaromir Jagr, the biggest player, and most people still know him. I think he's still playing after 47 years. The guy's still out there. But I have some other players. I mean, I won't mention their names. They wouldn't want me to do that. But I have some really fun guys. I go golfing with them and stuff when they come to town. So, we really enjoy each other. Now they consider not a customer, we're more like friends.
Okay.
It's a nice job because you probably don't know what's going to happen that day when you spend the time with the client. So every day is different, right?
Yeah, every day is different, except for, Tuesdays are usually I'm hanging out in my office and I don't leave. But if the weekend comes, you never know. I mean, at the events that happen here in town, from, fighting, the boxing matches, the hockey games, who knows what could be going on here in Vegas, because everything happens here. And my client wants to go to those things, then I'll go with them. Sometimes, not always.
Okay. Here in Circa is the massive sport book. There's 25 screens, and you can watch all kind of the sport. I cannot imagine I have that kind of entertainment in Prague because I would spend there almost every day in the entire week. So how many times do you spend there?
In the sports book, a little bit. And during football season, I'm there a lot. During football, a lot. And obviously hockey, I'm there because I want to watch the hockey games. But as a group, we go in there because of the owner, Derek, likes going. And when he goes, we go with him, type of thing. So we're in the sports book a fair bit.
What about the sports book with the swimming pool? Are you hang out there sometimes?
Yeah, but for me, because, Derek's got a shower in his office. So for me, there's a shower on the third floor. I don't want to bring my clothes and change. I can. I do it sometimes, but I don't do it a lot. Or I just go home and come back later on. Well, yeah, we go out there, but you can't spend all day in the sun. Not in the summertime. You'll be exhausted at night.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to ask how exhausted is during the summertime when there's 120 Fahrenheit.
Once you've lived here for a little while, you get used to it. So when you first get introduced to it, when you walk outside, it's like someone put a hairdryer to your feet.
Exactly.
But after a while, you get used to it. You go out there, you're like, 115, that's not that bad. But you can't walk barefoot.
Yeah.
On the pavement.
Exactly.
But when you're out in the sun, you can't stay out there too long. I mean, you'll get dehydrated very bad, very quickly. Put a hat on, but it's fun to be out there.
Yeah, I have to say that the humidity is not that high here in Las Vegas, which is much more comfortable with those high temperatures. Because for example, Florida, you just walk out of the hotel and you're sweating immediately. It doesn't happen that much here.
The humidity is very low here in Las Vegas, so you're not sweating.
Yeah.
When you're out there, you're just hot.
Yeah.
Then you're just like, wow, this is hot. But now it doesn't even bother me. I go out there and just make sure I have a hat, sunscreen, whatever. You got to, even this skin needs it.
Yeah. Well, let's start with your hockey career. Because when I see you as a huge person, I would say, okay, maybe American football, call it football, but you played hockey. So how did you get there to the decision to play hockey? When you were a little kid, or when your father took to hockey? Usually in Czech, always the same story. Yeah, my father brought me to the ice rink and I started hockey.
Yeah, not my story.
Okay.
So first of all, I was born in Canada.
Okay.
So if you're born in Canada, most kids get a pair of skates in the wintertime. In the summer, you get a baseball bat, soccer ball, whatever. That's what you get in the summer. You don't really play a lot of hockey in the summertime. So born in Canada, father never played hockey, never skated. But my mother skated. My mother taught me how to skate. So my mother...
Was that a figure skater?
No, she just skated.
Okay.
She just went and skated with her friends. So when I was little, my dad was in a serious car accident, so my dad didn't really have a lot of time. My mother would take me out, and back in where I live, fortunately in both places I lived, right next to my house was a huge park. And the firemen would come out, spray their hose, and make an ice rink. That's how the rinks were made where I lived. Now, every place where I lived in that town weren't like that, but I was just fortunate that I lived next to a park, and that's what happened at those parks. So that's where I learned how to skate. After being out there for a little while, at a very young age, not playing hockey, just skating and fussing around, and I'm probably 6, 7. I've still played organized hockey yet. And then a lady's son was out there who was 2 or 3 years older than me, and she goes, your son skates as fast, plays as good as they do, and he doesn't play organized hockey. And that's how I got into hockey.
Where exactly was it?
Windsor, Ontario.
Okay.
Right across the water from Detroit.
Okay.
That's true. And what was your, let's say, position when you was younger? It was D or...
I started as a defenseman, and then as I got older, I wanted to score more goals, so they put me up. And I was one of the better players all the time. So it was like, he's playing defense, he doesn't stay back there. We want to put him on forward and let him play forward.
Okay.
What was your age?
What was that, what?
How old are you when you was born?
How old was I when I was born?
How old are you?
Now?
Well, it's
58.
so the other chunk.
No, I didn't.
Well, the question is, you're 58. Who other is 58? What's your age? What kind of player in an age at the same age?
Oh, okay.
What kind of player you met in junior?
So, most people know, but he's deceased now, is Bob Probert. I grew up with him. So...
Excuse me, I didn't understand. We do?
Bob Probert.
Okay.
He was the toughest guy in the NHL.
Right.
Ever. But I never thought he was tough, because I was kind of a bigger player than him. Like, I was bigger than him. He was taller than me, but I was bigger. So I wasn't really afraid of him, but he was very good at a very young age at what he did, right? So he went high in the draft, went in there, played, and, was a great player in the NHL. If you're going to probably ask me who was my favorite team, I didn't have one.
Okay.
I was just a hockey fan. So we had hockey every day, not every day, but every Saturday, Channel 9, Toronto Maple Leafs, and whoever they played, or Montreal Canadiens, and whoever they played. And then we changed Channel 20, watched Detroit, whoever they played. And I just liked players. I didn't like teams. I didn't even care. I never owned a hockey jersey. Even to this day, I don't own it.
Okay.
Well,
Not even yours?
Sorry?
Not even yours?
Well, not anymore. I gave it to my parents, and I have some jerseys now.
Okay.
When you was kid, who was your favorite?
Favorite player? I had multiple players. So one was Daryl Sittler.
Okay.
I liked Schultz because he could fight. I liked Guy Lafleur because he could score goals. Bobby Orr, Gordie Howe, then Gretzky.
Oh, yeah.
And then, by then, Lendemail, and then sooner or later, out of the league, so
Here I am.
here I am, and watch what I do.
I would like to ask about your process after junior hockey. Where did you play, and how long to take you to get to the NHL?
Yeah, so my career is a little different than most people. So most people go midget, junior, NHL, maybe American League, junior, NHL. I went junior, major A, junior B, Bowling Green in the United States, Brock University in St. Catharines, East Coast part of the year, signed with Calgary. Mm-hmm. So it was like a boom, boom, bouncing back and forth all over the place. Like back then, you seen where I was going, my career in junior, he's going everywhere, he's playing everywhere. but I was determined I was going to play the NHL. It didn't matter how I got there, but I'm going to get there somehow, and that's how I got there.
So it was a dream and a long way to get there.
Yeah.
So do you remember that moment when you get that call that you gonna go up?
Well, no. So I was fortunate. Well, I was with Calgary and played in Salt Lake, thinking I'm going to get called up. This is my second year there. Possibility of going out. There are tough guys hurt. I'm going to probably go in a lineup. And I break my jaw, but I don't know it's broken. Play the weekend, so I still think I'm going on the Monday morning. I come in early, and the trainer, doctor, back then your trainer was like your doctor. He was always helping out when the doctor wasn't there. He goes, the only place you're going is to the dentist to get your mouth wired. So that year, don't make it. But that summer, I signed with Boston, and I started in Boston right away.
Okay.
You signed and you've been at 18. You didn't go to Providence, right?
No, I started right in Boston.
How was this training camp? Was it like, did you have to show up a lot of power, like a lot of height?
I played my game. I beat up guys when I had to. I scored when I had to. But I was a player. Most people that ever see me play could go, he could play the game. Like I didn't just fight, but I kind of like fighting. Like I wasn't afraid to do it, but I enjoyed fighting. Most guys don't say that, but I didn't mind it. It was actually kind of fun sometimes.
What was your position at the team? Third, fourth line, or
like third or fourth line? Yeah. But during that camp, I got to play with Adam Oates, who was like first line center.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was very easy playing.
Did you protect him? Or?
Oh, I did. But in training camp, I just go out there and be crazy.
Yeah.
But I was scoring goals. I was like, God, NHL is pretty easy. Then all of a sudden, I didn't have that guy as a centerman anymore.
I read you scored twice goal in the NHL career. In both were in the same game to San Jose.
Yeah.
The one was 8-2. Can you tell us about the game? What's happened? You scored 2 goals in the whole career. It's happened in the same day.
Yeah.
Lucky day, good breakfast, or?
No, the first one didn't know it went in. It kind of the guy shot it and went off me and went in the net, so I didn't know. And then the second one, I threw it past and it came back and just bounced off my stick and went back in the net. So it looked like I powered one through the goalie. And I got an assist in that game. So the last 6 minutes of the game, we're winning, 7-1, 7-2, whatever. And the coach keeps putting me back on the ice because he wants me to go for the hat trick, but he's not saying it. So I'm scared I want to stay and play good defense. Because back in my day, you play your third or fourth line, you make a mistake, you sit on the bench. You don't go back on the ice. I don't want to make a mistake. And they want me to hang out at the red line. And I go out, 40 seconds come off, and the coach goes, Banks, you're back up. And I'd have to go back out on the ice. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm too tired. I don't want to make mistakes. So that's how that game went. But it was just like, he wanted me to stay out there and get a hat trick. But whatever, never happened, and I never scored again.
But, you have more goals in the NHL than both of us. Actually, you have more starts in the NHL than both of us. So, kind of a dream come true, right? Yeah,
it was. I wasn't trying to get the hat trick, but I had 3 points in the game. I had assists also. So, it was one of the best games. And here's an ironic thing. If you've ever find the hockey card that I have, I don't remember which one it is. I'm number 56, but the card in the back, that's number 20. It's the only day I wore that jersey.
Okay.
My jersey wasn't ready. That's why I wore number 20, and I never wore it again.
Oh, what's happened? It wasn't ready.
My jersey didn't make it. We just started the West Coast road trip, and that jersey, we got brand new jersey, that jersey didn't make it for that game.
They didn't have an extra lunch jersey.
Yeah.
Ready.
So I wore number 20.
Okay. This game, which game was it in the season? It probably wasn't the first game. I heard the first game in the NHL you get miscontact.
It wasn't the first game. It was like game 5 or 6, something like that.
Is it true you get miscontact in first NHL game?
Oh, yeah.
Miscontact and some fight?
Oh, yeah.
See you to the locker room?
I tried to fight everybody. I tried to start a brawl the first game. I was just going crazy, and Boston Garden was going nuts. And then later on in the year, I got cross-checked in the face by Marty McSorley. Went off, and it came back and 13 stitches across my eye, and I came back to play. Well, in the old Garden, you skate along the boards, and then you go to the bench, and the coach hears the crowd going nuts, doesn't see me from sitting on the bench, and when he sees me, he goes, get out there. and I can't see. My left eye, whatever eye it was, it's completely shut, and I can't see. So I played half a shift, and I never went back out again.
Craziest game what you ever played?
See what I mean?
Craziest game what you ever played? Was it an NHL or some different sleep, some brawls, some huge?
Oh, I don't know. I had a lot of crazy games. A lot of crazy games. 5-on-5 brawls. 5-on-5 brawl, I would say, was one of the nuts because our goalie started it. And he asked me and another forward to get it going. So he's like, he said something. We came back to the bench. Coach said, "What did he say to you?" We said, "Nothing." And then the next shift we went out. We got a little rough and going, and he just took off out of the net and went after the other goalie.
So you didn't tell the coach?
We didn't tell the coach. We just went out there and did our job, and the goalie went nuts, and he came out and fight, and then we were all fighting. It was kind of funny.
And then it was in an NHL?
No, it was in the eye.
Okay.
Yeah, for Salt Lake City.
We had a lot of guests in our podcast, and many of them played old school hockey. And before they went to the NHL, they played the American Hockey League.
Okay.
And they said that back in the days, that league was so crazy. And it was almost just like a boxing or fighting, more than hockey. And for the European players who are kind of soft, before they can believe. Okay. So it was really tough for them. So and now it's very different. Am I right?
Yeah. American League, and then back then it was the American League and the IHL. So the IHL was kind of like an old Iron League, and then both leagues were playing at the same time. A lot of NHL teams that didn't have American League affiliates, teams would be in the IHL. I couldn't play anywhere near it, so I was suspended for 15 games.
What did you do?
I threw a referee down. It's his own fault, though. Yeah,
it's always their fault.
Yeah, it's someone else's fault.
Can you tell us a little bit more what's happened? Like, why did you...
The only hockey player, Jaromir Jagr, the biggest player, and most people still know him. I think he's still playing after 47 years. The guy's still out there. But, yeah, I played in Great Britain. That was a little different because they didn't know anything about hockey over there. And they had it.